let's start. So first, let me actually welcome everybody to today's consultation talk. So of Division of Integrated System and Design. So my name is Chi-Ying Choi. So I'm the head and professor of the Division of Integrated System and Design. So in the next 20 minutes, I'll give like a introduction about the program. So the UG program that we have is called Integrated System and Design, the same name. So give a brief introduction and let you know what is this about, and then so hopefully you will be interested. And then if you have any question, you can ask anytime during the presentation, or you can actually ask after the my talk. So so the Division of Integrated System Design is the newest division in the School of Engineering. So we offer a new program. So it's actually about like the fourth year right now. We offer this the fourth time. So if you're joining us next year, will be the fifth cohort. So why we have this program? Actually, this program is very different from the traditional engineering program in the engineering school. So it's focused more on what we call multidisciplinary studies and integrated technologies and design together to solve real world problems. As we know that actually, so in the real world, we are facing quite a lot of problems, very complex one. Usually you cannot solve by a single team of people, but usually we need a group of people with different discipline, different knowledge, work together to solve the problem. At the same time, so we need people to actually have global visions to look into the problem, not only from a technological point of view, but actually from all aspects of angle in order to tackle this problem. We actually believe that traditional engineering training may not be enough to train this kind of new generation of innovators and technologists. So because traditional engineering very focused on particular technologies and very focused on your own domain for that. So, but as we said, so we need the new generation of innovators and technologists to have a broad knowledge, a broad angle on a broad visions, and also can work as an interdisciplinary team. So with that, so we think actually the new generation of innovators and technologists have to be have the following attributes. They need to be independent thinking, have an analytical mindset. So also, one of the important things is empathy to user. That means they need to understand their target group of user, think from their angle, and also have a global visions. And one very important part is how to identify problem. So we are not only come here to solve problem, but more importantly, how to identify what problem we solve, what is the most important problem for that. So at the same time, so we cannot just stop into our studies, hand in a report, but we want our students to be able to convert idea to practical solutions. So actually coming up with real solutions instead of just papers. And also another important part is have the integrated multidisciplinary knowledge together and with a human-centered mindset. So altogether, all our problems actually are target for human, for user, not from a technology point of view, but from the user point of view for that. So with this, we think actually we need to have a new way of nurturing the new talents for that. So you may ask, actually, why we call it integrated system? Yeah, because a lot of the real world problems actually need to have a complex problem to solve it. Traditional engineering is looking at a part of it, a component of the total system. It's not looking at the overall solution. But for complex systems, so we have multiple components, multiple subsystems, and then they need to tie together in order to solve the problem for that. So we are targeted on not only on the single technologies, but on the whole complex system, how to using different components, different technologies, plus the design concept together in order to design this kind of complex integrated systems. Examples are integrated systems, and I like, for example, robotics. Robotics have a lot of different technologies, including software, hardware, mechanical, material, controls, all this together. And like another example is the healthcare system or smart cities. They're involving a lot of different technology, and then they need to integrate them together to become an integrated system in order to solve the real world problem. So inside this program, we call it Design Integrated System. We focus to train the student in a few different areas. So first, you need to be a technology competence. So that means you have to know how to do things, how to apply technology to solve problems. The other is what we call design and system thinking. So design is a very important part because actually what our system is for the human, for user, for people. So we need to actually adopt a design and system thinking in order to solve the problem for them. The third area is what we call entrepreneurial spirit. So entrepreneurial spirit is not just on starting our new company or new venture, but more important is the idea is actually great, is the will that never give up. Even you fail, okay, you actually come back for failure. Failure is not a problem a lot of times, so you actually face failure in working on different type of projects, different type of problem for that. But failure only should be lead to the future success. So therefore, this is part of the entrepreneurial spirit. So you never give up. So with that, we launched this new bachelor program in integrated system and design. So we launched in 4218. So next year will be the 4th cohort we're taking. So this is the first experiential learning degree program in Hong Kong. So in order to train the technologists and innovators we target, so we cannot use the traditional pedagogies that actually using a classroom, you have a teacher and student together. So instead, we use a very unique pedagogy, what we call project-based learning. Students learn through it by doing projects. So we have 4 different very important part of these pedagogies. First, as I said before, project-based learning. Students need to do a lot of projects. So some is actually year-long projects. So in year 2, year 3, year 4, students need to do a year-long project together with your teammate that form a multidiscipline team to work on different problems. Now, what kind of project you work on? I will show some example later that actually our existing students work on. So the other part is what we call individualized pathway. So when we form a team to work on a project, so the team is a multidisciplinary team. So that means we need people working on different area with different knowledge, with different skill set. So each student will play a role in the project. So they will actually have their own interest and also own expertise on the projects. So it depends on the role and also interest of student. We tailor-made individualized pathway, study pathway for every student. So some students will actually work on the software more. So we will actually tailor-made the curriculum for him to acquire more software skill, more programming skill. While other students may be actually interested in doing the control, the electronic part. So we tailor-made the curriculum for them to actually acquire knowledge in electronic and control for that. So everyone have a unique pathway for that. They're very flexible. And also the project are multidisciplinary, that involving different type of technologies. As I said before, like the robotics, like the healthcare systems, you need software, hardware, mechanical, economics, so design together. So so we all call this a learner-centric pedagogy. So the learning process is not full, or the lecturer will teach your lectures on that and force or force the knowledge to you. Instead, we actually looking at what you need from the student. It's a learner-centric. So we actually, based on that, the need, we tailor-made the study environment for you. And then through this pedagogy, we hope the student will acquire 6 different type of attributes. First is the technical competence. So we're going through that actually you have to take some technical courses, including engineering and also other technical courses for that. And also with that, we also want to build up the design thinking process. Design thinking is a very actually important part that how to adapt the design mindset into design problems. So with that, so we actually put quite a lot of effort to actually build up the design area so that you can how to apply design thinking and how to apply the design process into your system design part of it. The third and fourth part is the interpersonal skills and teamwork, because we need the student to be able to work as in a multidisciplinary team. So you need to work with others very often for that. A lot of projects are team projects. So in order to excel in team projects, you need to have a very good interpersonal skill, a good presentation skills, and also teamwork concept for that. And another part is the hands-on prototype. As I said before, well, we want the student not only stop in the actual writing a paper, writing a report. More important, you actually demonstrate your idea for the actual product, actual prototype. So therefore, we focus a lot in how to let the student do hands-on prototypes. So this is actually a course that requires students that have a lot of willing to make your hand dirty and willing to do things not only on paper, but in the real thing for them. Finally, the entrepreneurial spirit we talked about before. So with that, actually, so this summarized our curriculums. So group design project, individualized curriculum, project-based active learning. And also we have a lot of projects that we related with the industry. So we have industry partners that work with all different types of industry projects on that. And then we encourage students to go to different type of competitions and to go to overseas exchange for that. So this is a summary on what is our curriculum look like. So overall, so let me give you some idea on what kind of courses you will cover. Okay, so first year is actually we will take some University Common Core courses and also fundamental design courses. So we actually, in the first year, we'll train or we'll nurture the student on more setting up the design mindset, understand what is design process, what is design, and also some fundamental technical courses for you to acquire the basic knowledge so that when you go to the second year, third year, and fourth year, you can start to working on different type of projects. And the second year and third year and fourth year, you will do projects, and also you will take a little bit what we call technical depth. So you can take many different technical courses in a certain area that you feel interested for. For example, some student actually on top of the whole curriculum, he want to develop more in the area of, like examples, software or computer science. So we actually will help them to actually take different type of computer science course for them to acquire the knowledge they need. So ISD is actually university put a lot of effort on that. So our student is allowed to take all the courses in the university. So for example, our student can take all the CSS courses and all the engineering courses if they need to take it. So we don't need actually to have a special approval to do that. So this is a very important part for that. At the same time, so apart from our curriculums, a lot of students, because they take actually depth courses in special area. So some students will take a little bit more courses to do a double majors. So quite a number of students will take double majors with ISD and other, for example, engineering discipline. So we have students taking double major with computer science, with electronic engineering, and also mechanical engineering for that. At the same time, you also can do a minor program. So let's do a little bit introduction about what kind of courses you will take. So year one, you will take some math and science fundamentals like calculus, physics, and computer programming courses. At the same time, you will do some design fundamentals. What is a design fundamental? Some of you may not actually have a background on design. So the design fundamental is on few things. We train up the student on the design principle, the design process, the design thinking, and also some design skill set for that. So this is a set of courses you will need to take in the first and the second years in the design fundamentals. For example, this is a course and you need to take the first year, what they call it sketching, ST 104. So sketching is some skill set you will learn, and as a communications, how to realize your concept in terms of the drawing so that actually you can communicate with others. So you will learn how to actually sketch out your idea and then communicate. But sketching is not enough. Next step for the sketching is actually you can also do some more communications on graphic design. So our student will also need to take graphic designs, how to convey your idea in a more graphical way, present it in a more nicely for your idea for that. And then so we actually have courses that talk about the design mindset and design thinking. So this is a step of what we call design thinking. So that actually when we design a systems or design a product, so we need to go through this 5 phases of design thinking process. First, yes, empathize. It's actually understand your user. Then you try to define your problem, and then try to coming up with different idea to solve the problem, and then do a prototype, and then test it. If it doesn't work out, you go back to iterate again. So this is whole design thinking process. And we have different courses looking at the different step in the design thinking process. Yeah, for example, so this is a course called we define problem for the real world. So basically it's a course that teaches you how you actually coming up, how you define a problem, how you actually find out what problem is more important to solve. Okay, so these two examples are actually some student working on the problems of solving the lack of dormitory a problem for students in USC and also on-campus dining problem. So they do studies and then integrate with user, understand the pain point that the user is facing, and then come up with problems and also do some prototype for that. So the other course is what we call human-centered innovations. Is actually looking from the human angle, is how to actually design a product or design system to serve the human need for that. So we'll practice the empathize, define idea, and prototype cycle. So this is one course is actually that using an example of designing a lamp for a certain type of user for that. So the student need to design the lamp and also do prototype and then coming up with the real lamp during the course. So another course is about system thinking and design, is how to actually approach a problem in a systematic way, and then from a technological design in integrated system. So this course have a project that we work with a Hong Kong tram company. You will see actually from the pictures here. So we work with the tram company to design their new generation of tram to solve some of the ventilation issue and also human flow issues. So ultimately, we present the whole project in the tram, and then we have a press conference. And the tram is actually is looking into adopting some of our proposal in the actual real tram design. So after that, of the design thinking process, and also one of the things actually we talked about is prototyping. So we need the student coming up with prototype. So how to do prototype? Then so we need the student to actually learn some of the prototyping skill and technologies. One course is on actually what we call digital design, or what we call 3D design. So basically you convert a sketch. So remember with the sketch course, the outcome is a sketch, but ultimately we want actually to become from a sketch into a real product or a real artifact for that. So the first process you need to do is you really convert the sketch into a digital model so that you can do 3D design and also digital sculpting for that. So this is a course that's about how to use the software to convert a digital design into a 3D model and also a rendering for that. So if possible, maybe I actually show animations. So this is not here actually. So I'll share another screen so you can see that. You see that? So this is actually one of the outcome of the course projects. So they're doing 3D design on a car, a room car. So all these are done by using the actual 3D design software model they learned in the first year. So maybe actually, I'll send up the link if you want to look more for that. So I'll continue what we have. So this is about like digital design. So another course is on physical prototype. So 3D design is coming up with a software model rendering for that, but ultimately we want to do it in a physical model. So with a physical prototype, so we need to use different technique to build the 3D model for that, the actual model. For example, we need to use 3D printing, we need to use a lot of prototyping skill, laser cuttings, and also using some electronics and also motor to build actually the prototype for that. So this is a course actually, some of the project you can see from this picture is a course we're doing the first year, and then they will actually build different type of mobility prototype. So let's see, actually we can play a little bit video on that.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
So I want to show you actually glimpse of what actually the outcome of the course. So all these courses are you will do it in the first year. Yeah, in the first year. So actually, so after the first year you acquire all this knowledge, then you will actually be able to move to the second year to start doing a little bit more in-depth courses in design and technologies, and also start to working on the project. So apart from the design fundamental, we also have technical fundamentals that talk about, for example, IoT design, so smart mechatronics, material for that. So this is a basic course every student need to take so that you can acquire the knowledge for you to actually working on the project in the second year. So as we said, actually you need to do a year-long project in second year, third year, fourth year. So every year you need to do a project with the other students together. So this is an example of project that we last year, the year 2 student working on is assistive technology for elderly. So student we actually working on helping the elderly in some of the daily lives. So this is a project that doing a graph that actually can help the elderly that have stroke, and we need to have rehabilitation for that. And so this is another year 2 project, is do some what we call gamifications of exercise. So you can actually look at how to encourage students or people to do more exercise through gaming. Okay, so this is one example. So we're coming up with a boxing game, a real boxing game with the individual together. So this is a year 2 project they're working on. So year 3, so some year 3 projects, so they're actually working on smart mobility. For example, a foldable car, or actually something, actually a propeller that helping you walk, and or self-balance electric skater for that. So this is some year 3 project. And another one is actually we work with airport to work on the smart airports, looking at some smart trolley and some smart tech for that. So this is example of project that we work with the student together. Okay. And now, so this actually summarizes what we offer in the curriculum, and also what kind of course you will take when you come to here. Now, we are target for taking students that is not very traditional, because traditional students, so if you get used to the traditional mode of taking lectures, taking exam after a course, so a lot of our courses are more in actually practical, hands-on. You need to come out with the prototype, and then you learn the technologies, you learn your knowledge, and then apply the knowledge to working on a problem for that. So we want the student to be self-motivated and inquisitive. So you're actually eager to learn a lot of different things, an active learner and a maker. So you want to actually do hands-on for that. And also is passionate about technology and developments. And also you're eager to be a future technology leaders and innovators for that. So this is the type of student we're looking for. So because of that, so the way to actually taking student in is also a little bit different, because we are not looking at student just simply from the academic result. Okay, we also want to look at student from other potential apart from academic result. For example, whether they actually have a design mindset, whether they can actually work as a team, so whether they have the potential to be creative and innovative for that. So therefore, when we do admissions, so academic qualifications, for example, your DSE result, IB or GCA level is part of it. And another part is actually what we call a practical interview. So we will invite every student coming in to have an interview for a few hours, and then so you will actually coming in to work on some design activities and design projects. Through that, we will actually assess your potential on whether so you have so the potential to work on this curriculum for that. And also another component is what I call design and technology project experience. So if you have some experience on doing design or doing technology project in your high school, so that we also will help in the admissions. So a lot of you ask actually, so what kind of career so that actually our graduate will go to? So we have actually the first graduate this year already. So she actually graduated and have 6 job offer when after she graduated. So actually ultimately she took the job that worked with French companies as a designer and for that. So and our actually, so the graduates of our program, because of the natures that actually they are doing a lot of project and also have the way to actually work on a multidiscipline team. So they're actually very good at identify the products. So that actually they can do a lot of way to actually as a product architect, product analyst, and also because of technical background, they can also go to the engineering and also research work for that. And quite a number of students, they are actually very entrepreneurs, so they start a company. In fact, quite a number of students right now, they're undergrad already, they haven't graduated, they already have start a few companies already based on the idea. So therefore, actually, the prospect is actually very broad for our students. So this is the space. Year 1, we have a design studio that actually year 1 courses will take over at that. And for the year 2, year 3, year 4, there's a big actually project lab area, about 500 square meter for the student to work in 24 hours. So all the facility that actually provide ISD are open 24 hours to our students to work on their project for that. And finally, we have actually a very multidisciplinary faculty also, because we have a multidisciplinary program. We have faculty from different technology area, like from electronics, from mechanical engineering, CS, economic design, system design. And also we have faculty from design aspect, from industrial design, from design theory, design research for that. So that actually show actually the nature of the program and also the divisions. So I'll conclude my talk here. So in the rest, actually, I can entertain any questions you want to have. So any questions on the floor? You can type in your question, or you can actually turn on your mic to ask. Yeah, feel free to ask any questions they have about the program. Or if you actually don't have a question now, also, so you can actually attending the online consultation sections that some of our faculties and also some of the students will be there to actually share with you. So their experience, and also is there to answer any question that you have. Hello? Anyone have questions? Hello? Okay, so sincere questions. Will students study in A be more likely? I'm so VA is what? A virtual arts. No. So actually, so we take in students from all different angles. So it's not just virtual arts. So actually, so we actually looking at students that have like a practical, not interest in doing projects like design projects and other technology projects. So it's not necessarily visual art. So DTP. Okay, now DTP is the what we call design and technology experience. So actually, you just need to summarize what if you have some experience or some work on different type of projects, so you can just summarize into a document, show us what you have done. So this is used to actually assess whether you have interest in doing this kind of area for that. Okay. So Dr. Winnie Learn have answered some of the about the DTP questions. So they actually the text in the chat room. But I can use OLE as my DTP. Yes, if you do not have a separate DTP, you can use your OLE as a submission for your DTP. Okay, now the interview will be like this. So actually, first you will have a personal interview. So just talking about yourself, where we ask some questions related to your experience. Then after the one-to-one single interview, so you form a group to work on a project. So you will spend a few hours, 2 or 3 hours, either morning and afternoon. So work with others, interview together, and then you need to do your own part and also work as a team part to work on a project. So this is what we call the design challenge part for that. Any other tips? So don't worry about actually that kind of project is very, very, you don't need any background to do it. But this is only looking at actually how to work as a team and how you actually, your thinking process, whether you can come up with different, creative or innovative idea for that. So we will do not need any actual technology background or design background on that. So it's actually some kind of design challenge everyone can do. But then, so you will actually because all these challenges, we don't have a definite answer. It depends on your idea, on your creativity. That's a part, that's an opportunity to show your creativity, to show your thinking process, in that part for that. Okay, yeah, don't worry. We haven't done any. That's fine. Yeah. So good. Chun Hei asked me a direct message. I will answer it directly. Okay, Chun Hei, I type back the answer whether you receive or not. Yeah. Any other questions? So feel free to ask. Okay. Yeah, I think actually, so Candy have told you about, so there's actually so coming experiential day that you can come in to UST to have experience on our programs. So on that day, so you actually can have a taste to attend some workshop, so that reflecting some of the learning experience in IST. So if you're interested, so actually please so leave your informations to us, so you will send back the information to you. So that the experience day will be on the 10th of October. Okay, so I don't know if it's really related to it, but can you talk about TMC? Oh, okay. So extended digital media creative art. It's not directly related to ISDN, but actually, so this program is applied to all the program in UST. So all the extended majors is basically, so you have everyone coming in, you have a major. For example, your major in IST, for example. But you can also take additional courses in what we call the digital media and creative arts. Okay, so take about 20 credit more, around 20 credit more. Then you can actually declare to be an extended major in digital media and creative arts. So that additional course will be on that area. So that is actually, IST have a very good advantage, because some of the course in IST is actually related to digital media already. It's like the 3D modeling, so and also some interaction design. So these graphic designs are related to that. So therefore, so the number of credit you take may be actually a little bit less. So in order to get the extended major in digital media and creative arts. So becoming is itself is not a major itself, but you have your own major. It's like a double major, but you don't need to take so many courses for double major. Extended major is actually the number of course credit requirement is less than the double majors. It's about 20-something credit. So, but you can actually can put some of credit, some of the actual learning effort in acquiring more knowledge in a certain area. In this case, is the digital media and creative arts. So feel free to ask any questions you have. Okay, so what is the benefit if you choose ISD in JUPAS other than year 2? If you actually choose ISD in JUPAS, you come in as an ISD student in the first year, you already taking quite some of our design courses, that fundamental courses in first year. So if you join in year 2, so you need to actually taking the course. Suppose we take a year 1 and year 2. So therefore, so the schedule is more tight for if you join in year 2. So you may need to take a little bit more courses overloaded in the year 2 and year 3 for that. So that's actually is one of the difference. Cam, did I answer your questions? Yeah. At the same time, so we have quite a lot of competitions that students, so we encourage students to go into. So some actual competition we join in the year 2 for that. So if you join in us in year 1, so you have much better preparations to work on those competitions. If you join in year 2, so actually the time for prepare for that will be shorter for that. So may not, so therefore there's maybe some disadvantage of that. Yeah. Winnie is right. So for students actually coming in as a School of Engineering student, they want to select ISD as a major selection after year 1. So we still encourage them actually in year 1, they try to take some of the ISDN courses so that they will not be so overloaded at the year 2. Yeah. Any other questions? So if you have questions actually is later, so you just feel free to let us know by actually writing email to us or go to our webpage to leave a message there. So or so any means you can reach us. So So I think one of the way to actually understand more thoroughly on the ISC program is better to have actually on-site visits to our facility and also have a real taste on what our cost will be. So so in the future, we will organize apart from the experience days, we will also try and organize some more actual physical visits to our program. So Candy have actually leave a link so you can actually put down your contact information so that we can contact you later to let you know where there's an opportunity to come to visit. Yeah, of course. So Yuhin, so actually DDP is the preference. If you have the DDP, so please submit the DDP. So instead of OLE. So some students actually think so their DDP may not be very strong, so they will use the OLE, then we still accept it. So do remember to put down your contact information for the link. So if there's no other questions, we probably will end this section. But so if you have questions, you can anytime. So this afternoon, you can go to the online chat with IST chat, and where we have our faculties and also our students there to share with you their experience and also answer any question that you have.